What's up, YTV gang? It's your niggas here.
It's your dog Swish.
It's your boy Buddha.
And the video we got for y'all today is what is sex like as a porn, or what is sex like for porn stars, sex ed. And this is gonna be interesting. I ain't gonna lie.
I really feel like this is gonna be interesting.
I always question what porn stars was like when they wasn't being filmed. So this is going to answer a lot of my questions. Cause me personally, I watch a lot of porn. So I'm like, bro, is she like, cause some of them be having like whole relationships outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just a career, and they got like boyfriends and shit. So like my thing is, are you like the shit that you do when the camera is on you and everybody can see that shit? Are you like that with like your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever? If you doing a job, if you put in that much effort, or would it just be like you just like that? I know Tiana Trump just like that.
Yeah. She on that.
But it's a lot of porn stars, you feel me? Like for example, like Lana Rhodes, she worked with Logan Paul's friend.
For real?
Yeah, like they together. But I'm like, you know, they together, but she go and get dicked on black. And then,
bro, I swear to God.
And them niggas be having them fucking forearms, spitting on her, slapping her with that bitch. And then she go back home. Are you on that same tip? Like, if he want to have sex, are you willing to still have sex?
Right.
Or are you just going, no, I'm tired, I just got home from work. Like, imagine her coming in like, oh baby, I'm worn out. Just take her clothes, like, you feel me? So I'm interested to see how they are, or like what it's like for them outside of that.
I wonder if they're gonna talk about the orgasm part, because I really looking like they be faking it. You know, like they be faking their orgasm and shit like that. So I wonder if they're gonna touch on that part. Yeah, I'm just really interested if they're gonna touch on that part.
Yeah, it's acting, so I'm willing to see if anything is like
Real at all.
like if anything is real at all. Like it might not change my outlook on porn. Well, actually, it might, because if I find out she like they be moaning for fake, then I might be thinking like, damn, bro, she ain't even for real. I gotta find me a bitch like she's serious. Like, you feel me?
That's when you get to that 1,000 tag. You be like,
yeah,
I can't even find nothing, bro. That shit
like, no, they all those bullshit.
I'm like, man, ain't nothing like you can't find yo. Cause sometimes they ain't okay. I find it. I don't know. I just go right out of that motherfucker. Yeah, I'll come back to that boy later. Or I'll go to like the suggested underneath that motherfucker or something. So make sure y'all like, comment, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, comment down below. You know what I'm saying, more videos, what y'all want to see from us. And make sure y'all smash that like button too. But let's get straight into this video.
Have you ever developed feelings for a co-star or a hooked up actor film? Ooh. Yes, the tea is hot. How many people have you had sex with? Do you know the number? Oh, no.
Over 100 people, I think. I mean, I guess it's not a lot, is it? I don't know. I've lost all perspective.
I have a list in my phone. Okay, the number right now is at 69. I'm sorry, guys, I have no idea. At first, I was like all proud, but now I'm ashamed to say that. Because you have sex so much. You'll literally walk to a person and be like, hey, nice to meet you. And they'll be like, no, we had sex last week. And then you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
How different is your personal sex life from your on-camera sex life? My sex life off camera is definitely more intimate. Like, I can actually touch them and feel them on my chest and everything. We don't have to worry about letting the camera see heat, all the action.
Of course, you enjoy the sex and you want to enjoy the sex, but at the end of the day, it's all a performance.
90% of the things I do on camera, I do not want to do in my room. I'm not like swinging off of a Tarzan vine and backflipping onto him or anything like that.
If something feels good and like you feel like you want to finish, you can. If you're filming, it's like, wait, we still have 2 more positions to do. I'm kind of having seconds backwards. I'm opening up for angles so you guys can see the light and the camera guy can see what's going on. You're not in a private, personal setting.
My sex life is a much more intimate life. I think it's more of a feeling than it is what you actually see. Being able to cry maybe during sex, or maybe even just feeling very vulnerable during sex. I don't necessarily go to that space a lot within my pornography because I'm not sure people actually want to see that. Most people just want to see sex.
You'll have good sex on set, but you don't get to really build it up to the point that you're getting to really know a person intimately. Like, you get to go out, you get to have drinks, you get to eat with a person, you get to know them. That's the fun part, that's the experience. And then eventually, if this is the difference, if you want to have sex, you can.
How has your job affected your sex life? Has it ruined it? No, I feel like my job gave me like superpowers. Because of my job, I'm super open. So I feel like it's easier to get to that point in the relationship of like breaking down all those sexual barriers and just jumping into the fun stuff.
In the beginning of my career, I kind of got in this mindset where I was like, if I'm not getting paid to have sex, I'm not doing it. This is my job. I am now professional. And when you do something professional, you're getting paid for it forever. And then I fell in love.
Well, this isn't very expected of most people, but I'm actually asexual, so I don't have much of a sex life in general. It's like your partner liking football and you not, so you'll go to a football game with him occasionally, but it's not like you're gonna be going to football games by yourself or all the time. It was a really big decision to come out as asexual. That immediately can drop your amount of subscribers or followers. I mean, the entire idea of the adult industry is to construct a fantasy, and that fantasy is destroyed when you tell people you aren't sexually interested in them.
I'm starting to believe now I'm asexual because I don't want to have sex with anybody at this point. I think I'm starting to become numb. I don't know what to tell you, but when I entered in the sex industry,
I really expecting to see like some
and I
famous
first started
porn
off
stars.
as a dancer. I was having sex with almost 6
I ain't know who. Yeah, I don't know who none of
23. I
Oh,
feel
girl,
like I've
with
hit
the
a
blue hair
wall
though.
when it comes to
I'm
sex.
sure she
It
getting
takes a lot to
titty
get
fucked
me
like crazy though.
horny. And I think that has a lot to do with me seeing so many sex partners when I was younger. So, yeah, I think that's what it is.
How often is the sex on screen actually pleasurable for you? Are the orgasms real? It was really rare, and I couldn't even tell you the scenes that I actually did because I was so focused on performing.
To be honest, I would probably say 40%.
I thought you were supposed to fake it, so I would just go in there and be like, "Wah, tomato." I don't know.
How I want to answer this is yes, yes, yes. As a porn consumer, I notice when people aren't connecting, and that doesn't turn me on. So for me, my co-star, whoever I'm working with, we have to have a sexual connection. I would say almost every single one of my scenes, I have actually had a real orgasm. I'm not gonna bring you on set and not orgasm. I'm not wasting that time.
Of course, I'm a guy, so we have to really orgasm, or else we don't get paid. If you can't finish, then they'll fake it for you. So it'd be like a tube, and you would like shoot out like fake. Every shoot like I've ever done, like at least one point we had to like stop, eat something, or like drink water, or like something to like get us back in the spirits.
Do you watch porn now for pleasure, or does it feel like work? I'm a full-on porn consumer. Now that we have COVID, I'm just kidding, but actually.
First of all, it can't be a studio porn. Like, if I know that Brazzers or Evil Angel did it, I'm not watching it. So it has to be amateur. I have to believe that it was real.
It's funny that you ask. The only reason why I don't watch porn is because I'm asexual. I just don't have any particular interest in it.
My co-stars, they're great looking people, but I don't know, I feel weird watching them have sex. I'm like, I gotta film with this person tomorrow. I just had coffee with this person. It's kind of like watching your cousin have sex. Like, you don't want to watch your cousin have sex.
I'll I'll be watching a porn and I'm really judgmental on the guys. I'm like, what's he doing? He's not opening up. I can't see what's going on. Oh, I'm gonna change this video. This guy's not opening up.
You ever rewatch your own scenes then?
I rewatch my own scenes to critique myself, and that is it.
For pleasure, I usually watch my own because I remember the sensation and the feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I do, but it's kind of weird. Like, I'm watching them to make sure that I did good, like, viewable for people trying to get their jollies off.
How do you protect yourself from STIs and pregnancy? I know girls who are just on birth control, and I know girls who are not on birth control, and they just don't shoot when they're ovulating.
We get tested so often. Every 14 days, and then sometimes it's like more frequently than every 14 days.
Not to say that we don't catch the couple little bacterial infections here and there. It's kind of part of the job, but we try to be very careful with it.
My sets are only safe sex, so I'm condom only. We clean our sets. I've been to sets that are pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. But sets I use and where I shoot, we always make sure everything is clean. We make sure everything is comfortable.
Have you ever developed feelings for a co-star or hooked up after filming? Ooh. Ooh. Yes, the tea is hot. The majority of the people are pretty hot, so it's hard not to.
Yeah.
It was actually the first guy that I filmed with. So I had like this huge crush on him. I was just amazed by the way he threw it on me.
I have seen problems happen between Oh yes, jealousy. I've seen it happen.
Oh,
If
keep
the
it
partners
real.
are shooting with their own partner.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I
Their
want,
partner to do
Man.
porn more.
Probably not. My
Hey, you
job
know, we
that nigga love his job.
and
real.
it's a real relief
Nigga
to be
love
able
that
to be
shit.
with someone that takes me away from that a
Come
lot.
on, he ain't never called
What's
me.
the worst part of the job? I always tell this to people. I wouldn't change anything about my job. I would change the way people and society.
What is her name, bro?
I know girls who
I need her
just
name.
got a brand new apartment and moved in.
I need to see how she actually is for
And then they like send their pictures to everybody in the complex and be like, oh, this girl does porn. Make sure you watch out for her. Like stuff like that really does happen.
The mainstream and the world hates pornography. And I'm not sure if we'll ever be accepted. And also the fact that I'm a man who has a vagina. So that's a whole other level. But what I do is I fight against it. Porn would not be as big as it is if people didn't consume it. This is what I'm trying to tell the world.
Society hasn't accepted adult entertainment.
Oh yeah, go back for me, go back for me, go back for me.
Let him say it.
I missed it, bro.
You ain't
I'm
To everybody in the complex and be like, oh, this girl does porn. Make sure you watch out for her. Like stuff like that really does happen.
The mainstream and the world hates pornography. And I'm not sure if we'll ever be accepted. And also the fact that I'm a man who has a vagina. So that's a whole other level. But what I do is I fight against it. Porn would not be as big as it is if people didn't consume it. This is what I keep trying to tell the world.
Society hasn't accepted adult entertainers yet, and it really limits.
She threw me off.
This nigga has a vagina? That, okay, you know what? And it's crazy because I couldn't determine what kind of porn he was in.
See,
Because his
me
voice
either.
made me feel like he was gay, but then like, that could also just be his voice. He energetic as fuck.
Right.
Like, he like, maybe he actually like,
That ain't that nigga really
you know what
love
I mean?
his
Like,
job.
maybe, you feel me? And I'm getting that vibe that, you know, maybe when the camera hit, he's a completely different dude.
Yeah.
But like,
That's all for real.
now he's saying he got a vagina. I'm like, I'm putting pieces together and now seeing it. But however, I cannot see what kind of porn he fall into.
Yeah.
Because you have a vagina, so it's not gay. Like, is that technically? Is that still? Like, I mean, it would kind of still be gay. like, I don't. I mean, it would. Yeah, because he's a man.
Yeah,
So like, you finding a man
Like,
attractive.
you can find the transgender.
Yeah, but he's straight man with a vagina. Like say for example, you don't have a dick, but you got a vagina. Like you are still Tyler, you are a dog and everything. That's Tyler. It's just that nigga ain't slanging.
That nigga just split
That
shit in half.
you just that nigga opening up. And if you opening up, bitches ain't putting nothing in you. So
True.
you feel me? So wouldn't that make him gay? Because you got to find the other man attractive.
Yeah.
So it's still gay. But I don't see how in porn that would get a lot of views because
Exactly.
you're gay having sex with a vagina still. I mean, it is a man, but that's
Like they
vagina.
gonna have like they you know what I'm saying, they views it, but they not gonna have as much as, of course, because this is society. You know what I'm saying? Just being how society is, they not gonna look at that as something that they just wanna watch for real.
right?
So
Because I don't want to see
I don't
a
wanna
bearded man
yeah,
with a vagina getting fucked
by
like
I
by
don't
another
wanna see
man that may or may not establish as gay
Yeah.
or bisexual or straight.
that.
Bro, I'm so curious now. Like now I'm just like, is niggas doing that? Like it can't just be him. He can't be the only man in porn with a vagina.
I don't know. They probably got something for like. They probably got a name for that motherfucker.
But he said he was like, we wear condoms and shit and stuff like that.
So they probably.
So do he got both?
They probably work on it. So him.
They wear
The
condoms.
dude that he messing with work condom.
This is crazy, bro.
What I can do with my future.
I'm sick of seeing her.
I'm a violinist, and it was part of my life goals to conduct a high school orchestra one day. I can't do that anymore. That is sacrifice. That is gone. The next job interview I go for after this, I might not get it just because the fact that my nudes are on the internet.
How is the topic of consent handled on set? Very important.
Oh, I love this question. Thank you for asking that question. Earlier on, porn was not about consent. We didn't have these regimented rules that we have today. People would just show up, have sex. If the girl didn't want to do anal, tough, you're doing anal. I mean, there's been lots of that happening. So that doesn't happen as much anymore.
When you're on set, there's like a checklist of like what you agree to do, and like you talk with the director and your partner. Consent is like my favorite thing, and I think it's hot. Like one of my scenes the other day, like the guy was like, "Can I do this to your vagina?" And I was like, "Can I do this to your penis?"
I get asked to do a lot of really, really bizarre, outrageous things. The list is just a mile long. Role play involving race or rape play, I'm not comfortable with that. I got a lot of requests for custom orders from white supremacists. I practice a philosophy called enthusiastic consent. So unless if I'm absolutely enthusiastic to post it, I do not create it.
Definitely, and I think like I played a part in that mostly because I wasn't aware of how to like articulate my boundaries, or wasn't aware of what my boundaries were. I would just like agree to everything without like asking what that entails.
Yeah, I was, and I felt like it was a setup. And the crazy thing was, I was excited to shoot for that company because they were one of the biggest companies on Pornhub, and I felt really comfortable. I'm like, okay, the makeup artist is here, this other assistant, she's here. Usually when there's women on set, I really let my guard down. And me and the director, we started taking photos, and I noticed the house got quiet. And I asked the director, I was like, where are the two women? He was like, oh, they left. And when me and him started filming, it was so rough. And I am a victim of rape. So, like, the things that he was doing, my body just, like, shut down. And it was just so painful having sex with him. By the time I got home, I was just so tired and exhausted, and I locked myself in my room for like 2 days because I couldn't believe what I had gone through.
Do you ever worry about the way the porn industry portrays sex? Yes. The biggest critique I have about the porn industry is it lacks any sense of intimacy, any sense of realness.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but I think that tube sites are a bad thing. The free porn world is putting out scenes, and it's so easy for children to just get on these sites and to learn from porn scenes.
Just for me as a performer, I really wanted to see more realistic sex instead of something like, hi, my name's Tiffany, and then like anal sex ensues, you know, like like it's a fantasy and not realistic.
You don't see the behind the scenes, the discussion between the scene partners, and I wish us as porn stars, like, we would be more open and tell people like, hey, We gave consent for this. It's not okay to pick up a random girl at a bar and spit in her mouth and slap her.
I feel in straight porn, it's a lot more aggressive. The woman is like always submissive, and I just feel like that's rooted in so much like hatred for women and like misogyny. Like a woman has to do what the man wants and like make him feel good.
I think the porn industry is becoming a lot more diversified now. And I'm really excited to see how platforms like OnlyFans adds a sense of realness back into adult material.
We're producing for you, the consumer who wants to watch it. We are in no way wanting children to watch it. We don't even think it's sex ed. It's a fantasy, it's fun. So for me, my work has always been activism. And so really putting it out there and saying, look, I enjoy my life, I enjoy sex, and watching me have sex, it's a consensual thing between adults who are having a great time and giving it to you to watch to have a great time too. I don't worry about it, but I do think the more we talk about it, it will be less stigmatized.
That's something like that. Well, Keith, that did like kind of open my eyes. Like,
It answered a few questions.
Yeah, for real.
It really did.
Like,
Like the orgasm part, that's what I was looking for.
It answered questions, but it still kind of made me question more shit.
Like what?
Like, it's so many questions in my head right now, bro. Hold on. Like,
You say like just one or something.
Like, for example, like, she was like, well, not really a question, but more so like a statement, kind of like how I feel, but like, so she was talking about, like, she wished that they shown, like, more behind the scenes, like introducing porn stars and stuff like that, like, yo, we get consent for this, like that. But honestly, bro, when it's like 3 in the morning and you just got out the game or whatever, nigga, and you trying to go to bed or you gotta rub one off real quick, nigga, you was not worried about who the fuck is fucking, if they said yes or no or none of that. Like, nigga, you just trying to get the nut off. Like, bro, I'm not worried about none of this. So, like, I feel like that kind of, like, maybe it go hand in hand with, like, so you got that, for example, and a lot of people is kind of like, bro, I'm not about to do all that shit, bro. I just want to watch this bitch get fucked.
Right.
Whereas to some people might actually, like, be interested in meeting the porn stars and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, porn is on a really big spectrum. So, like they have, like, shit like Comic-Con and shit like that. So, you go and you see meet porn stars and shit like that. So, I can see where some people would be interested in the behind the scenes and, like, more detail on it. But, I mean, if you put a 30-minute porn video in front of me, I'm skipping through that bitch.
oh, Moses.
I only need about 2 minutes of that motherfucker, and this is the 2 minutes that I want. So
I really I'll be looking for that certain moment.
yeah, like, I just skip
like,
down.
or a certain position. I'll be like, I'm waiting to get that certain position. Cause like sometimes when you hover over that bitch, it gives you like a little mini clip.
Yeah.
And on the mini clip, I might see. I'm like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
I try to go and find that little.
you feel me? Like never once did I actually sit down and watch a whole video,
Oh no.
or like think like, damn, like if I needed to know their name, it was more so because I wanted to see more of them.
For real.
But like a whole introduction, like, hey, yeah, we did get consent for this. Like, it's like, I'm not saying that like I'm in here like, oh yeah, bro, I don't give a fuck if she gave consent or not. Like, you feel me? Like, fuck her. And, like, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like showing people that you like having a part of the clip where you telling people and showing people, introducing yourself and telling them like, yo, yeah, we gave consent for this and that, whatever, and like we agreed to do this and that and that. It's not something I'm interested in because I'm not trying to see all that. I'm just trying to get right to it.
Yeah, but it would, for other people that are interested in it, would like help them answer that question. Because I know it's like on social media, you tell them like how like boy, they don't get no choice in them, or it's like they,
That's why I said it go hand in hand with it.
But yeah, that's the end of the video. If y'all enjoyed, again, the link to this video will be down in the description. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell button. Watch our previous reaction video that we did earlier. And that's all. WhyTV signing out. See y'all next time.
Yeah.